Hey everyone, Beto Paredes here again in our media center for Marketplace Master. I have got a gentleman here with me today that is going to be someone that can help your dealership in a way that a lot of other companies aren't able to, whether that's in the industry he's in or out of it, because of some of the really neat stuff that they've actually done in-house. I've had an opportunity to catch up with him a little bit before we got started, so I'm very excited to introduce him. I am on the phone here with Jeff Lassen, who is the president of Rite Way Auto Transport, and he's got a lot to share with us here today. Jeff, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you taking the time. I know I've been chasing you around a little bit, and you were kind enough to jump out of one of your meetings just to get the interview done. That really this says a lot about the kind of person that you are, so I really appreciate that. So, Jeff, tell me, Rite Way Auto Transport, tell me about the company a little bit. I know you started in 2009. Tell me a little bit about what you offer to dealerships.
So we offer a door-to-door service as far as, we deal at the auto auctions. We have good relationships with pretty much every auto auction in the country. Our footprint is the entire United States, Hawaii and Alaska actually included. And we do door-to-door service as far as we'll pick up your entire fleet, whatever you bought from the auction, and bring it right to your dealership in record time. The only thing really we focus on is speed. We know dealerships need their freight quick. Can't sell a car if you don't have it, and we don't want anybody paying any points to their floor plan. So we kind of partner up with the dealership and act as a partner.
One thing I really loved about our conversation earlier is just the way your mind works. I know before now you were involved a little bit in software, and you probably took a lot of that acumen to what you guys have done. You were telling me about some software that you guys built in-house that you've been working on and developing and specializing in that really helps this process go well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's actually software built from a need. We found that pretty much every dealership and biz-to-biz person in the auto transport industry all had the same complaint, and that was timing. Okay, so everybody was complaining about the same thing. They were saying, well, my transport company takes too long to get me my freight. What can we do? So I have a little history in software. So I said, you know what? Let me construct something that would help. So that's exactly what we did. In 2012, we started construction on what we call Freight Dragon. You can actually go to freightdragon.com and take a look at it. I own 100% of it. There's nobody in the country that uses it other than Rite Way Auto Transport. And what it is it's a proactive piece of software where a dealership can call us and say, hey, we've got 24 units sitting at the Mannheim Auto Auction that we need brought to our lot right away. We're doing a weekend sale and we need our cars on the front line. So what we'll do is we'll actually take their information. We'll put the VIN, the year, make, model, the origin, the destination, and we effectively click a button and almost step to the side. The software will run an algorithm in the back that you cannot see happening, and it'll actually go out and it'll match that freight, aka those cars, to a driver, a carrier who can do that lane. These are all vetted carriers. We shy away from about 25, 30% of the carriers in existence that cannot haul for us. So you're getting the white glove service in record time. So we started construction in 2012. I was able to start beta testing it in-house in the first quarter of 2014. Since then, we've been exclusively on freightdragon.com, and we show 92% success rate in getting a dealership's cars onto a truck within 72 hours. And it's literally just a click of a button. It's pretty wild. So what it'll do is it'll run that algorithm, and it'll dial into what lane that dealership needs, whether it be Brooklyn, New York to Dallas, Texas, or Missoula, Montana to Key West, Florida. It does not matter. Again, our footprint's the whole country. And it'll actually alert these carriers that they have a match. And it'll do so. We have an app. We have a SMS program which automatically text messages a carrier. We have a robot do a phone call, and also obviously the email happens. So since we started that, again, we're showing 92% and getting you on a truck within 72 hours. And again, most of our competition, if you want to call it, I mean, we've heard horror stories where people take 3 weeks to get people's freight on a truck, which is pretty wild.
Wow, 3 weeks, I could imagine that would be a huge frustration for dealers. So spend a lot of money on getting the inventory that you need, as well as needing it on the lot fast enough to start making those sales, because everybody knows with dealers, their cash flow is very, very important. And if you're slicing down 2 days or even more than that, and they can depend on what you guys are doing, which sounds like that's really what you've done with the software and how your service works, then dealers listening, I'm telling you, you've got to get a hold of Rite Way Auto Transport. You got to talk with Jeff and see what it is that they can do, because I haven't, Jeff, really in the time I've been interviewing and speaking with other vendors, heard of anyone that's taken the time to really develop something in-house, because you're absolutely right. I think that that is where the variables lie. It's not in whether or not you can get someone to come pick up the vehicles. It's just how quickly can that get done and how efficiently can that get done. So it seems like that's something that you really tackled in-house. That's pretty exciting.
And you had said one thing that I picked up on. You said cash flow, and if you want to talk about that for a quick minute, we help dealerships huge with cash flow, meaning some companies will make you pay up front for your transport, or the minute those cars are delivered, they expect payment. I actually float the dealerships. We have a few $1 million on the street at any given time. And what I mean by that is, cash flow, of course, is like the smaller guys really love it because it helps. I'll move their vehicles. I'll send them a bill. They have 30 days to pay us. Sometimes they negotiate something different where I'll give them a little extra time. But again, we take a partner approach to auto hauling. It's not, we're not Mickey Mouse. We don't just pull up, beep the horn, pick up the units, drop them off, and expect a payment in the street. It's not at all. Again, we take a partner approach, a little different ballgame.
Wow, that does make a huge difference. And again, I mentioned cash flow because that is the industry, right? You've got inventory on the lot and you've got sales going out, but you've also got to continue to keep inventory nice and validated. So this is obviously something that they're going to love to hear. Dealers, if you're not working with Rite Way Auto Transport right now, you possibly may not have the partnership deal that you really need to make this make sense for you. So Jeff, tell me, if I was a dealer, very interested, want to work with you guys, what is my first step? What would I do first to get in touch with you?
Well, you give us a ring. And again, we've automated the, if you want to call it, the dispatch process to the nines. But we also give you that personal touch where you get your own account representative, almost as if it's a concierge. I have a staff of 61. I pay for everybody's iPhone. They have to take it home with them. They have to work on the weekends. If that phone rings, it could be the Super Bowl, third quarter. They have to pick up the phone. Everything is forwarded to that rep. In our software, we actually have a back office as well, where a dealership, when they get in bed with us, they'll get a login and a password. They can see historically what they've done. They can get a quote automatically. They can put their own order in if they felt like it. I always say, let our reps go to work and just pick up the phone, take a 2-minute call, and tell us what you need, what you're looking for. You might have purchased a full load out of Orlando. You might have a full load out of Nashville, and you're located in Houston. And the ones in Nashville are really more important. You need those out ASAP. We'll just put the extra mile. We have what's called a track and trace team that we actually have 6 women on the phone that we will take. We have flat screens all around the dispatch room, and they have the rep who's in charge of your account, if you want to call it that, has a button that they click on the software called Hot Load, and that load comes up. It almost looks like a jumbotron in a stadium. It's hanging from the roof. There's about 8 of them. Looks like an octagon in the middle of the ceiling, and it starts blinking in green. Hot load, hot load, hot load. So all these ladies see it. A lady will put her hand up and say, I'll cover that. She doesn't come up for air until that is covered onto a truck. So, again, back to the partner approach. We put ourselves in the dealer's shoes, and we just do the right thing 100% of the time. And if it means if we quote, let's just $250 per unit, it may cost me $275 a unit. We guarantee our prices, and I'll reach in my pocket for the other 25. It happens from time to time. It's just the business we're in. But we're willing and able to dangle a little more attractive carrot to a driver to drop what he's doing and cover this load. I mean, at the end of the day, the scorecard's at the end of the year.
Nice. That is great. And I would love to experience what it's like to work in your office, to be honest. Sounds like you guys got things nice and tight up. Well, and it's important, when you've got a company such as yours that's expanding. We talked a little bit earlier about how you guys are expanding, and you've got people working on the floor, having a good format for the way that works so that you can take on more dealers and still give that top premium service. That takes some ingenuity. Sounds like you guys are really working on that. Tell me, I'm currently on your guys' website. Is that the best place to go to learn a little bit more? Is there an 800 number you can share with us that might work best?
Yeah, if you call, you can always go to the website, RiteWayAutoTransport.com.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to just pick up the phone, get a human being to answer the phone, it's 877-688-8801. It's literally that simple. And we have reps on the floor literally all day long. Again, we're 24 hours as far as communication. You just pick up the phone, you call, you will get a human being. That simple.
All right, awesome. That's exactly what you should be doing if you're listening to us speak right now. Find out what Jeff can do for you. I think there's definitely something here, especially with the approach that they have, keeping that partnership perspective, and come down to Marketplace Masters, September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Jeff's going to be there. His crew's going to be there. They're going to be there on our expo floor. You can meet with them in person. I wouldn't hesitate. If this is making sense to your dealership now, pick the phone up, but come on down and see us. Jeff, thank you so much for spending some time with me here today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.